Yeah.
Alrighty, we are gonna go live now. Let me just turn off my sound so I don't hear myself a million times. And let me bring the video in for you guys. What's up? What's going
Hey.
on? Welcome to the visual cast. We are we are live. We are AI powered. We have an extremely special guest here, and we have lots of fun
Yeah.
things the for the stream. I see the mic is low. I'm gonna make it higher. Tell me if that's better. Um, and we have some cool, fun stuff here. You can prompt different types of shaders that we're going to show in a second. You can prompt our AI overlays. We can also, bring that away for just 1 second so it doesn't get too crazy. And we make sure to use hashtag shader, all lowercase, or hashtag AI, big case. Right now they're stopped for 1 second, so just give it a second, Dan. There, I see you're very excited for that. And yeah, I'm going to bring our guest, first of all, the man of the hour, a really special guest and a good friend and a really, really awesome, super big brain dude that I am happy to and honored to call a friend. So welcome to the podcast, Lyell Hints, aka Dot Simulate.
Hey, hey.
So,
How's it going?
it's going good, dude. This is very exciting. We have a lot of things going on. This is going to be a very fun and exciting stream. So, I will open up the ability to prompt shaders and prompt the AI overlays in just 1 second. Just too quiet. Okay, let's raise the volume a little bit more. What about that? Is that better? Let us know if that is a better sound situation. Um, More loud, please. Still too quiet. Okay, let's boost it up. Is that better? Testing.
Yeah, I think you're
Getting
getting
there.
there. I
Cool.
just tested on the YouTube and it was definitely pretty quiet at the
Okay.
beginning.
I'll boost it up even more. Let's get more. Hello. Testing. I think that's probably the loudest. Please let us know how many frames per second that initial demo was. So we will let everybody know everything as we're going on. I'm actually going to open up a Q&A here. So if you have any questions for Lyell or for me, ask them and we will queue them up so we don't get bogged down in just answering questions from the chat. So the Q&A is live on the YouTube. Just feel free to ask a question here and I will queue it up. As for the poll for the set, I'm actually going to start that as well now. So we have, what are we going to do for the set, Lyell's set? We are going to do, we have LOPS, and Lyell, please talk a little bit about each one. We have Stream Diffusion, and we have the MCP server. So that poll is live as well, so please make sure to vote on the poll of what you want to see for the set. Okay, so before Lyell's going to talk about each part of those things, let's give a quick overview of what we're seeing here. And I'm going to open up the ability to prompt our shader and our AI overlay. So I'll just give us an AI overlay here. And essentially what we're
So,
seeing is... Sorry?
oh yeah, one thing real quick. Is there any way to maybe boost the video quality on Discord?
Boost the video quality... In what
Looks
sense?
like it's coming in. It's just coming in pretty low res.
Let's see.
For the friends over there.
I'm just using the virtual camera from OBS, so it shouldn't be low res. Let me see if I stop that.
I can also talk on the...
I can just send my direct... I could send my direct camera. Just let's be aware that it doesn't have all the OBS overlays, so we just got to be a little bit careful about that. So let me just get my camera in here. Sorry guys, just trying to get everything working at once. Okay, is that a better quality? More, less compressed? Okay, so I'm going to continue.
It looks about the same. But yeah,
It's
no,
the
we'll
same.
keep going.
All right. Sorry about that. So basically, in the chat, Discord, and YouTube, you can do a hashtag AI with big letters or hashtag shader, and the prompts should change. There is a little bit of a bug with our AI overlays not triggering automatically, but I am working on fixing that. But yeah, I mean, this is it. This is the live little little fun stuff we have here, and now you can also put your favorite software, and you'll get a little reaction in 3D of that as well. Okay, so the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna kind of talk to Lyell a little bit, and kind of see how the prompting goes, if it doesn't get too confusing or too crazy. Yeah, so what's up, Lyell? How you doing? How you been?
I'm good. Been chilling, been working on a bunch of TD tools, LOPs mainly, but there's also a nice big Stream Diffusion update coming soon.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, probably, I mean, I think I don't know, we're getting some votes. We'll see what people want, but I'll probably be able to touch on all these things as well. We see also on the stream, this current shader is Dan's Rafiq Anadol style particles with USL.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple little setups with LOPs hooked into the live chat. One of which, if you type hashtag shader, it's not going to queue everything. So some things might be lost. I can maybe manually plug. But if the agent is free, it'll start coding up a shader based on hashtag shader in the message. So if you want to try that, that is running now. And then we've got some other things. Got some, testing like some, we'll see, planetary system. It's working.
I'm not sure why my trigger is not working. Oh, I think I put the math in the wrong place. Okay, let's try that again. So trigger that. So yeah, when we get a new prompt, we should get a little thing in the corner there that kind of shows us it. Not sure why it wasn't working before, but now it should be working. Yeah, black hole galactic visuals. Oh.
Someone
broke
Kimmy
it.
K2's having trouble, but no, it's still working.
It's still working. It's working on it.
Terrible black hole.
Okay, so there is a lot of things going on at once, so we're gonna try and kind of like focus on a few things at once. So just bear with us here. I wanted to kind of like intro this a little bit with kind of the things that you've been working on, Lyell. So obviously most of this is running with LOPs. And if you want, we could share his screen just quickly here. We're definitely going to go deeper into Lyell's setup in the set portion. But just as a quick kind of intro, let's see, kind of like give us a little bit of a rundown of the LOPs that's working here, and give us a little bit of a rundown of what's going on with LOPs in the most recent stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's just as far as the setup here, we've got a little transcription for both of us going in, and then I'm actually creating, because I'm transcribing both of us. Oh, that's the first substitute. I have the second substitute. So we've got me and I'm talking at the beginning before we were even going live, but that's feeding into WebSocket to connect our touch designers together, and then analyzing with a little agent. Looks like someone just dropped a shader in. We can see it start to run, and ooh, got some eyes or something. Crazy gray alien. There we go.
Crazy gray alien.
So
lots of alien themes today.
Inside this, it's looking for the trigger in the chat, and then does a little logic to run, starts a new session, sends a chat, and then it's just agent, and the tool's actually in here. MCP server that runs a tight loop that creates a GLSL shader and gives it all the compilation errors. And then we also can see all of the shaders. So by the end of this, I mean, yeah, you guys are going to be just hitting my API credits. So maybe I'll cut us off if we make like 100 shaders. But I also can do some price tracking, just so people know it's about 1 or 2 to 4 cents per shader generation. But
Let's go. Let's
yeah,
spend
we'll
all
see.
of Lyle's money
And then
on shaders.
I threw the agent in the view that I'm sending you also, so that should be fun. You can kind of see him working. Also got a note-taking agent that if I call this guy, it's gonna look at everything we've said, the last 50 messages, and also all the live chat. Just take some notes throughout the thing. And then, yeah, I could build a bunch of stuff, or not a bunch of stuff, but I could build some stuff based on the live chat. I've also got Stream Diffusion, which is basically I released the hosted backend with Daydream a month ago or so, and I have both fully rebuilt the implementation of that and pretty much fully rebuilt the local implementation of Stream Diffusion using the Daydream, like actual Stream Diffusion backend. And it's a huge upgrade. We're going to get SDXL with ControlNet and IP adapter all running with TensorRT. And yeah, it's going to be super awesome. And then the hosted one looks like he's struggling with this. The hosted one is going to require no install in the future. So like before it was like you have to install FFmpeg and just create a Python library that was just for Python OSC and a couple tiny libraries. But I figured out how to do all the WebRTC connection API stuff in the Touch Designer web process. So
Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I could probably pull out a project as well. Oh, what's that? Stream Diffusion that shows off like using it in a feedback loop, which could be cool. That's definitely something that I'm going to be covering in like a tutorial soon. But
sweet.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Awesome. And now for a little bit more of a serious note, can you give us a little bit about your recent events? You've been doing some really awesome events in New York, Dat Lab, New York City. So yeah, just give us a little bit about that, what you've been doing, what you've been up to there, and kind of what's coming from that.
Yeah, so Dat Lab NYC has been super fun. We just had our 11th meetup last Thursday. It's been a little bit over a year since we started them. We missed a couple months, so I would say we're semi-monthly. But we've also held some workshops, which have been really exciting. We're excited to do a lot more in-person workshops. I just had a LOPS workshop, which if you wanted to sneak a peek at that, you could. It's just on the YouTube for Dat Lab NYC. I'll throw it in the chat here on YouTube, but I just created a new website for Dat Lab, which is very, very minimal, but it has some history of our speakers and also a button if you want to submit a talk. So if anybody that uses Touch, I mean, yeah, it's mainly Touch Designer focused, but DAT stands for Digital Arts and Technology Lab. So it could expand beyond that, but anyone that is making cool real-time media, has some setups they want to show off, and is in New York City, like hit us up, let us know, submit a talk, and we'd love to like feature you. It's been really awesome. We've got like a couple sponsors at this point. To
Definitely
cover like
can get the link in here.
We
There's
had pizza last time, which was fun. Big
Oh,
upgrade.
pizza party!
Yeah. And the
link for that?
Yeah, no, it's been great. Also, I think we had like 120 people on the one on Thursday, so it's been awesome. Just the amount of people that have coming out.
What's the website for that, Lyell?
datlabnyc.com. I posted it in the YouTube chat, I think, and
nyc.com. Yes, I will post it here as well, so we can have that for sure. Awesome. So
Nice.
that's really great. Definitely, friends watching, anybody watching, let any questions you have in terms of what we're doing here, or just in general for Lyell, the Mr. Pizza Man, just write them here, write them in the QA area, and we'll also do a dedicated QA time at a given time. Another thing that we haven't shown is when somebody makes a master shader, which we're going to call it, we have an ability to show it off. So I just wanted to show my master coins and bills. I don't know why AI thinks coins are stars and bills are rectangles, but not bad. Not bad for a bot. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, it's doing like it's
particle simulation.
It clearly has like some age because you can see them not reaching the bottom and flipping when they come into the top. But
Yeah. Yes, bills are rectangle. Dan, I know what bills look like. I'm Jewish, okay? I know. I think about them all the time. Okay, anyway. So moving along a little bit here, we also want to talk about stream diffusion, besides for LOPs and things like that. So obviously, we're using stream diffusion right now. I'm using the Daydreamer API. Shout out Daydream. Such an amazing implementation by Lyell, and it's crazy how it works so well. Somebody asked a question before, what is the frame rate? So I could just show you. I have a very, very simple setup here with a little bit of a hack so that I can get 2 streams going at once. And I can show you just quickly what that looks like. So yeah, basically I have... am I showing the right thing? No. What? Okay, there we go. So yeah, I have, Lyle's camera coming in, I have my camera coming in, and then I'm basically just putting it onto a stream diffusion and then sending it back into my main patch. And yeah, there's a little bit of a trick we had to do here to be able to get 2 running in one. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy how powerful the control nets are too. Like, just like if I turn off the control nets, obviously we just get like a little bit of a pizza, but once I start bringing them up, then we start to reveal Mr. Pizza Man. So yeah, it's really cool. Sorry?
Multiple control nets is great. So that's something that the Daydream stuff adds, is you can use multiple control nets and you can weight them all separately and basically disable them by weighting at 0. But it allows like very nice precision adjusting and quick iteration on like those settings. Whereas previously the local one, you could only use 1 control net and you had to restart the whole pipeline to reload a new control net, which, yeah.
Yeah. So basically I'm getting 25 frames per second per stream. So, technically 50 frames per second. And it's all running off of the Daydream API remotely. If I would run this locally, I would definitely not be able to get that. Even on my 4090, like there's no way I would be able to get those frame rates, especially with all the other stuff I have running on my computer, like Unreal and multiple touch designer patches. So
I will say that the new local version is also going to be a major upgrade for the people that can fit it on their cards. Unfortunately, it's maybe a little bit heavier because it's SDXL or it's TensorRT. It's not only SDXL, but IP adapter adds so much ability to like fine tune the style, and you can send it an image reference, and that's almost like, in my opinion, from testing, it's more powerful than prompting. But you can also basically define the style by setting the image and then refine and explore inside of that style with the prompt. It's pretty awesome. The base cost of Daydream per hour, I think right now maybe it's still free, but when they start charging, I believe it's going to be $1.50 I think they announced that. But yeah,
What was it? What is it going to be? $1.50, you said?
yeah, per hour.
Okay. Interesting.
So very reasonable if there's any sort of budget in the project. Pretty reasonable if you're just iterating. And I think that there is a plan or some idea of like maybe a monthly budget of free credits. But yeah,
Nice.
no, I agree that the price is awesome. It's maybe not awesome if you wanted to for some reason have it running 24/7 just on your laptop, totally just for fun. But why would you be doing that?
Exactly.
And then yeah, also you can play around with it on their playground. I will say that they should be fixing the playground website soon. There's some bugs, but you can mess with SDXL and ST1.5 and IP adapter, and it's pretty great. And then very soon, I was really trying to have it by this Thursday at the meetup, but just based on like having a cacophony of things that I was trying to figure out, especially that day, I will have this Stream Diffusion 3 version out for testers. I first release it on my Discord in the dev zone channel, or link it there if you guys are there. Yeah, I'm gonna open a project too. I can do a little demo at some point on the Stream Diffusion loopback stuff because it's pretty awesome.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Awesome. And the kind of last topic I wanted to bring up before we jump into a proper Q&A session here is the workshops. You've been, you did announce, I guess it was like a little bit of a soft announcement, that you're going to try and do a live stream every week, which I think is going to be awesome. Yeah, give us a little bit about the workshops that you're planning on doing and kind of what you were planning to do for them.
Yeah, so this primarily, it's mostly with like Dat Lab NYC, trying to do more in-person stuff. It's been really fun to host these meetups, but we're trying to do more just like, I mean, the meetups are awesome, but they're kind of like high production value. Like especially now with Zero Space, we're on a virtual stage and we have to secure the day of the event. So we're kind of looking to have a second version of Dat Lab events that are more casual workshops, maybe even something that we could like spin up and email the group, text the group, and be like, hey, we're gonna just like jam out in a couple days here and see how many people will show up. But just to kind of create that like in-person engagement. And then also I'm gonna be putting out and trying to potentially just go live as a way to create more content and get more information out there. There's also a bunch of stuff that I could talk about just as far as like the component making process. And like, yeah, I think I want to talk about like custom parameters and certain, not really like my tool specific tutorials, but those could be things that I talk about on these live streams as well. What are these giant
I'm just fucking around.
I'm
just fucking around as you're talking. Just making sure that it all works.
Cool.
So.
Whatever the last shader was, they've got Rainbow GLSL shader creation. Decent prompt.
Yeah, let's check it out. Oh, that was mine. You like it? It's
I mean, it's just doing the one.
I think it's like when it comes to like what works as a cool shader, it really comes down to like, noise patterns and stuff like that. Although we did get a really cool like Voronoi pattern yesterday that I thought was really cool, like Voronoi
also,
scattering.
If you prompt for a full Ray Marched scene, it will do it, which is especially Kimmy.
Oh, that doesn't look as good as it did yesterday. Oh, kind of. I guess it's like going in and out of being cool and full white, multi-dimensional fractal. Ooh, what are we gonna get for that one? Oh, good one, Dan. You broke it again.
In a second it'll pop. Now it's full res.
Nice. Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
And
Very
then
multi-dimensional.
if you
A
want to go
bunch
to
of
my
noise
screen real quick,
patterns. Oh, sure.
the cool part about this GLSL tool also is it creates the
Oh,
uniforms
wait.
and
Wrong one.
and it has has the
Sorry.
ability to set the uniforms as like a different tool. So this shader code is just in there, and it's also just stacked on all the previous ones. Uh-oh. Let me drag it to the side. But it gives me all these different parameters, which apparently scale doesn't do anything, which is nice. Oh, speed doesn't do anything too. Intense. Okay, this is... Oh, wait, I'm clicking... I don't have the right shader selected. My bad. All right, so we got like zoom. Ooh. Offset. A little offset thing. Iteration.
Very multi-dimensional fractal.
Ooh, it's sick when it's like 1 or 2 dimension. Ooh, this is...
Ooh, damn. Oh, that's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then color shift, what's that do? Ooh, nice. That's like a time-based thing. Sick. Let's animate that. Oh, I fucked it up.
We're live. We're live, Lyell. Come on.
You can't be typing your expressions wrong.
Maybe if you use the
yeah,
function
it's a fun
store. I'm just joking. Shout out function store. So I guess
Then we've
kind of
got
like
a
while
little
we're playing
all the
around
ones.
here, Lyell, I have a few questions that I want to bring up to you. So one question is from Marlis. I'm very curious about how you created your own family of operators. Can you explain how you did it? I'm studying touch designer Python extensions right now. Probably a big topic, but maybe give us like the condensed version of it.
Yeah, so all of the logic is in the main one. There's an awesome project by Joseph Pells called T3D.
Shout
And
out.
if you end up diving in here, you'll see that I've got this like op installer license without an E, I guess. But so I basically took the logic that he put into T3D and generalized it into a single Python extension that you can instantiate within a different class. It's a lot of lines of code, and honestly is not guaranteed. There's a notes on installer to be like a one-to-one. Like in theory, you would be able to copy and paste this into an operator, and then in a main extension class, go self.installer. You would have to grab the installer. Oh, yeah, I'm defining it here. I'm importing it here from installer, generic installer. And then you would instantiate that with the family, the color, and then compatible types. And then that would add a new family to here and then populate this based on everything in this custom operators folder. And then also I have a couple of these different things. So I can relabel. So if this wasn't there, these top two at the top would be just called 0 and 1. And then I also have a replace index, OS incompatible, which I don't even know if this works. Actually, no, I think it does. I think I fixed that. And then a group mapping. So this is how I'm defining the categories and the way that I'm organizing the operators in the opcreate dialog. And then the way that I build a new lop usually is I have this thing called a base, which, as you guessed it, is a base with pretty much nothing inside except for a couple helper extensions or helper like logic. And then this .lop utils is actually a wrapper of this .chat util. Don't ask me why I did it that way, but just iterating over time. And then if I create a class with this class as the parent class, then I can do all sorts of logic with an LLM that'll create all the parameters. And it's got an extension parameter execute in here that automatically links parameters to the function if it has the same name. which I think I'm considering redesigning the way that I do that so that I don't have every parameter main function as an exposed API here, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And then, yeah, I just kind of set these things up as standards up front, and I've been iterating off how I build the extensions inside of here, inside of the chat TD component, which holds most of the LLM logic. I have a souped up version of TD async IO, which you can see I've got 18 or no, like 9 tasks running right now. One is mostly it's the assembly AI, which is doing the transcription right now. And then one is the fast MCP server that's running. And then one is just an async loop monitoring for the OCR and Florence stuff. But this is like a souped up version of TD async IO where you can cancel individual tasks. And yeah.
Well, I think it's fair to say that creating your own family of operators is very advanced and very difficult to do. Oh, man, that's such a good one, Dan. Yes, South Park. Yes, I love it. I can't believe I haven't thought of doing that one yet. That's a great one.
I lost the style really
It's like
nice.
shifting through the characters as you move, too, is so fun. Well... Great. So any more questions that we have from the chats, definitely shoot them around right away. We had another question that was already answered. I'm just going to ask it. Cosmic Crafter asked, how many years have you been working on this? I know it's been at least 1 year by now. And the answer is 1 year, yes. So, yeah, any more questions for... Oh, sorry.
Probably. I think it was September or November of last year. Then I was like, all right, I had an idea to kind of group it all together. Decided I had to do it.
Dan the man has a question. His question is, GLSL uniform creation is a much needed. Can it also promote those as custom parameters?
It totally could promote them as custom parameters. Yeah. I mean, I don't have that logic in there yet, but it is doing the whole thing where it's adding to a sequence, setting the sequence number, and it can set the expressions. So that's how it's able to like add animated values. I've had a lot of fun basically giving it a bunch of chop channels, mainly just like the chop channels after an audio analysis, and then it's able to create like audio reactive shaders. Whoever did that last one, it didn't like it. It tried to do name SID is not defined. Do you mean bin?
No, I think because it pulled up the question, is this shader tool built into the Lops family? Because it had the word shader in it, which is definitely a question from Cosmic Crafter. Is the shader tool built into the Lops family?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, so if you drop a MCP server in Lops, there are 3 MCP servers that are built in, and that is one of them.
You want to show that quickly?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just do it outside of here with this fresh agent, which has no tools. MCP server, drop that down. This is just going to have this basic server, but in the config, you can select the GLSL tool, and if you load that server, it's going to say starting MCP server, and then this load server button, just so you know, because auto start on load, it auto starts on load, but you do have to have the server active. And then with this, inside the agent tools, drag this on here, you say create a wireframe cube that spins around 3D space. And I spelled all of that incredibly wrong. GPT OSS 120B running on Grok. And let me increase the number of tools that it can run. And it's going to think. You can see that it exposed a bunch of these tools. Oh, it's taking forever. Now I feel like it's messing itself up.
Manga style image of magical mushroom people in a fantasy forest. I love that. That's such a good
Ooh.
prompt.
Oh, my camera turned off again. I don't know why it's doing that. Here, let me just get us back. Camera. Nice.
We got another question from Cosmic Crafter. Could this be hooked to feed the shader into Stream Diffusion? I guess in theory it could be. It might be a little bit hectic if we create like some sort of loop back like that, but definitely in theory for sure. And we got an infinity bear.
I mean,
pretty nice.
Definitely.
Pretty fun.
Definitely. It can do filters as well, so looks like it created that box, but then it didn't make it work. But it could do like create a glitch effect over the input image. And I'm just gonna delete that because it sucks. Call the agent again, and now it's creating this, but it doesn't have an input. Beautiful glitch. Oh, nice. There we go.
Nice. Oh yeah, let's go.
So yeah,
something we've been kind of like, as we've been setting this all up and kind of getting our bearings on what we're gonna do for this thing. We've been talking a lot about just like the agent workflow and how immensely powerful it is, and kind of how it's like the next iteration of, you know, of like the future of AI. It's just crazy how, you know, like the agents, it's not like the agents are smart or anything. They're just language models, just specific. But it's like the fact that we can utilize them in a way that you would utilize like a team of coders or a team of people or just a person in general, that's like for me where the innovation lies, and kind of like I think where LOPS is so powerful, because it gives you the ability to kind of like, you know, procedurally, non-destructively kind of think about agents, whereas like I use a lot of Visual Studio, you're using a lot of Claude Code, a lot of people are using different types of IDEs. Your prompting and your agents are always going to be like dun 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 dun. It's non-destructive in the sense that you can go back and forth, but you know, we love Touch Designer because of the node-based graphical interface, the visual scripting, and LOPS kind of marries those two worlds of the agent workflow to the visual scripting world. So I just love that, you know, and it's so cool how those two worlds are kind of like coming together.
Yeah, I mean, the typical, like the way that people define these agents, or like what makes an LLM not an agent, or yeah, the difference between that is the agent is an LLM put into an environment with tools and given like a task, and then has the ability to choose almost the way it goes about that task. And it works best if all of those choices are very, very structured, in the sense that you're not necessarily giving it like a ton of choices, like here's an empty project, make my website, which is kind of like the demo that a lot of the big labs are presenting the agentic coders at. But then behind the scenes, there's like 10 pages of a system prompt on how they should try to generally approach every coding project.
Right.
And it's very powerful, and it's honestly awesome, and has unlocked a lot, especially for me with like web projects. Like I'm pretty decent with Python, just coding. Like I could write a Python extension myself. I don't normally write all of the code because of Cursor and Claude Code. It just saves time. And I can like explore the possibilities of like how you would actually do it with Python, and learn a lot along the way. But with like web projects and stuff, like I spun up a website last night when I maybe should have been working on like making the stream setup better or something, but I just made
the stream setup
website.
Is perfect.
And it's sick. One thing you can do, I did say it is kind of crazy to start from a empty project and build a website, but you can tell, like, I mean, Cursor's better at this than Claude, I found, but be like, hey, start a like Node.js modern web stack with the right type of architecture, and then specifically build component-based like design, don't make it a one-page thing, and give me the ability to like edit the component style without editing the component code. So
Yeah.
separating like the style out from the actual components. And then, yeah, I have this MCP server, which everyone that is my Patreon has access to, and I haven't announced it, but it's called .context, and the URL is not .context. I think I'm going to buy maybe a URL and make it like a little bit more interesting, but I'll post it in the Discord and the YouTube if you want to post it too, Rem. But
sure.
so this basically, if you click on it, sign in with Patreon, then there's a couple links to LOPS, Cursor, Claude Code, or VS Code, and this gives you access to a MCP server that has all of the Touch Designer docs that are condensed in a searchable fashion specifically for LLMs. And it basically makes it so you never have to, or hopefully never, paste the Touch Designer documentation into the chat, or let's say like, go freaking look up the table dat TD Python API stuff. I'm in the process of upgrading the whole backend. It currently doesn't have any knowledge on POPs, and I've been compiling some information on that, mostly for me to learn a little bit more on POPs, because I still have yet to play with them other than like pretty basic setups that probably could just be done in Chops anyway. But yeah, this is another thing. Yeah, just the power of these agents it's more about the environment around it. So that's where I was leading. Is Touch Designer super cool because we're already setting up interactive installations for humans all the time. So you can, like, I think one way to think about it, like if you're coming at it from just a purely install Touch Designer perspective, is you're now creating an installation for an agent to produce some sort of creative output, and you can define like that workflow. You give it sensors in the same way that you give it input. And yeah, this could also be used in an interactive installation. But I think I haven't actually really necessarily defined it in that way, like creating an installation for an agent.
Yeah.
But
well, it's you know, it's kind of like where the things are all being met. And also another thing that's really important about agents is the context, which is what you're kind of alluding to with the MCP server and giving it like, you know, the Touch Designer a Touch Designer manual. Like the agents are only as good as the instructions they have, and the instructions they have should be outside of the prompt that you're giving it. If you don't have a good context of like, this is my project framework, this is my best practices, this is my change log, this is my, you know, kind of like the really important aspects of like what an agent needs to know for context, then they're going to hallucinate, they're going to, you know, waste your time, and they're going to get things wrong. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of the nice thing about all the IDEs now, Cursor, Visual Studio, whatever, is they give you the ability to make those context files in instructions and also in other contexts. And obviously where LOPS is so powerful is because you can kind of like, you know, visually see it and also kind of go deeper into like this context for this thing, this context for this thing, and this context for this thing. It's not, you know, it's super procedural and super non-linear where all the IDEs are linear. You know, you'd have to like literally go in and change the file if you wanted to try something else, which, okay, maybe is a good thing. But if you want to keep it fun and experimental, procedural, then I think LOPS is really a really, really, really interesting aspect for that. Okay, so
it's just the same. I think a lot of the way that we think and approach Touch Designer as far as like the workflow, applying that to like working with or setting up an agent, like I think there's a very clear parallel there compared to like a lot of people integrating AI into like quote unquote their workflow or their job might be like, oh, I have to learn how to like open up Cursor, and then I have to now learn to code and do these things, where it's like,
right.
I mean, with LOPS or just with Touch Designer, I mean, it doesn't have to be my tool, but like some of these things with Touch Designer in general, when you import someone else's stuff, if it's designed well and is designed to fit in other people's workflow, hopefully you can just use that one thing that works for you. And you don't have to like worry about reinventing your workflow, or like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm hoping that Lops can do that for people, but also have that like element of the LLM stuff, because there is like, yeah, there is a lot of, I guess, power and potential there. But also
For sure.
the file-based project format, or the text-based file format, is going to be huge. So I haven't even necessarily started like building networks or anything, or trying to build projects with Lops. I'm mostly defining tools that agents can use in the environment. But once we have the totally text-based file format,
It's coming
creating
soon.
sections of your network with an AI will be pretty doable, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, and also fast, right? Because you don't need the MCP server as much, because you're just literally just, I mean, I guess you still need to like access files, but a lot less going in and around and all around. Okay, we have one more question from Dan, and then we're going to go into your set portion here. The question is, this is from Dan, Function Store. Shout out, Dan, Function Store. Check it out. Functionstore.com. I don't know. Function Store on Instagram. What is your current favorite LLM model for extensions, tool building, and Cursor? And when do you use Claude Code versus Cursor? Great question.
I've been trying to use Claude Code entirely recently to save myself money, even though I'm now paying for the $100 Pro tier. But Cursor changed their format and basically charges you raw API credits. And running some of the stuff, like even the like August, I was trying to mess with the background agents and stuff, and it's like, I think one of the runs was like $2.50, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that this. So my bill that month was like $300 and some, which was terrible. So I'm trying to move off Cursor, and in that, Claude is pretty much the most quote unquote budget friendly for, I guess, the amount of lines that I'm trying to push. But I also have Claude Code now in Lops, which that's not released. But there are a couple more of these like full packaged agents by like Gemini CLI and Codex by OpenAI, and then Claude Code as well. And
Also,
I'm going to
Claude has
be
a
hopefully,
CLI now, right?
yeah, the Claude Code CLI, those are the same things.
That is it? Okay. Gotcha.
So I'm going to be trying to get all of those in and to Lops, and then basically you can use those with the Lops tools, and then they still have the tools that they use. So I can actually interface with Claude Code in Touch and build entire files. So Touch is now the IDE almost with Claude Code, but you can't really actually edit the files yet. And yeah, Cursor, honestly, still better. It's great because you can search through the models and do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
sticking with Claude Code.
I've been using Visual Studio Copilot, GitHub Copilot for quite some while now, maybe like 6 months. I switched from Cursor right before Cursor changed their pricing. So I was like, okay, Visual Studio and Cursor are the same price point, but because I'm doing a lot of Unreal stuff, I need to have a C++ kind of like being built into the IDE. So Visual Studio made a lot of sense for me. But I must say, like, the way that, like, I'm not burning through as many credits as most people that I speak to, even though I am using them daily and I am prompting a shit ton of stuff. But I think the way that the Copilot does it, like, I pay $100 a month. That's like not a little bit of money. That's a lot of money. But like, I very, 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 very rarely, if ever, reach the limit of that $100. But that being said, like, there are some models that use a ton of tokens. Like the Opus models use 10 times tokens than like the normal ones. And like, I just don't use those models because it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
So,
there's a weird divide. I mean, not even a divide. It's just a spectrum. But like, so many of these labs are basically pushing the most expensive model, which makes sense.
Right. Makes sense. Like, yeah.
With the right tools and the right environment, you can create stuff that's like super way cheaper. like these shaders that I'm running every time it runs, if I ran this with Claude Code, it would be like 79 cents per shader. But I'm running with
Yeah.
Kimi K2 and only a couple back and forths with the tool call, it gets like 2 cents per shader. Which,
Mm.
so let's see. I wonder how many of those I'm going to have.
Pro. It's a good one. It's a good one, Dan. I like that. Okay, so I think we should shift now into the set portion because we are running a nice amount of time here. So it does seem like Stream Diffusion did win on the poll, but I will leave it up to you, Lyell, if you want to show off lops, or maybe we could do like a mixture of them. But yeah, totally up to you what you want to show. And there's one more question here, I guess, before we jump in, from Sharat. Hey, Sharat, how you doing, brother? Shout out. How does authentication work if you have multiple LLMs with CLI? Would you have one module active per run? And Sharat is actually like a proper computer scientist, so interesting to see what his
Yeah.
thing
So with my Claude Code implementation, I'm using the Claude Code Python SDK. And that runs the authentication that the Claude Code would run. So it basically is just communicating directly to the CLI in that folder, and I set a start folder in the stuff. So it's using the authentication that just the Claude Code npm package uses.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about Gemini and Codex because they don't have official SDKs. I'm thinking about using the agent-to-agent agent content manager. There's like another MCP like protocol that has come instead. It's open source, and I think they have hooks for Codex and Gemini. So I would basically be using Touch as the client in that case.
Interesting. All right. Any more questions? I'm going to hold until after the set, and we're going to jump now into Lyell's set that he has ready for us here. So yeah, take it away, Lyell. Take it to wherever you want, and I'll jump in with anything, and also tell you when we're about towards the end.
Nice, yeah. So I don't know why I was selecting SD Turbo. Little Stream Diffusion 3 preview. I've been building out like this kind of like modular loop setup to could explain some fun little Python select or touch designer selection logic. But let's see if I get the right local SDXL TensorRT backend. The issue with this is it's going to be super heavy for me. So let's also keep the GPU going, because me streaming and what do I have? I only have 2 Touch Designer projects open. They're not that heavy at all.
Only 2.
Only 2. Taking a minute to do this. Let's see. Loading bytes from engine. Nice. So that's, So this is the SDXL with IP adapter and ControlNet technically, but I'm totally disabling ControlNet because if you look at that, we are riding the edge of a 4090. And is it working? Not yet. Hopefully it even freaking works. They loaded successfully. Nice. Oh, streaming ended. CUDA error. Oh no. Well, I know I could use SD Turbo because that was running just earlier, but yeah, that's a bug with the heaviness of this process, it looks like. Oof. The demo gods, yes. Also, the question about running local models with LOPS, yes, I do have a current slight issue that I don't think I'm handling the tool calls as well as I can with Olama and LM Studio, but both of those are supported with LOPS.
Nice.
I do a bunch of RAG stuff and all of the embedding generation. I do a fair amount. All of the embedding generation is using Olama, so that all runs locally instead of using like OpenAI embeddings. Has always felt very silly to me. I want this to work, so we're gonna try it again.
Definitely try it again. Nobody is. We're just waiting on your genius. Don't worry about it.
Well, I think it's. Well, one option would be, unfortunately, to close this project, but this isn't even that heavy. Do the AI doo-doo. That's crazy. So also the.
It does not. Sorry.
Oh, is that a doo-doo prompt? That's great.
It's a doo-doo prompt, but it's not even like remotely do.
Once Stream Diffusion launches up, I'll plug the chat into the prompt as well.
Nice. I guess while we're waiting, it's a good opportunity to just quickly talk about the channel. So I guess everybody here kind of knows that we're, it's a membership to join. We did open it up to the Discord,
nice.
Lyell's Discord.
Oh, yeah. NVIDIA driver error.
But yeah, I really super appreciate everybody who joined as a member.
If anyone ever hits this bug, please let me know.
And
can you still hear me? I think
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Vulcan device. Oh no.
I don't think Lyell can hear me. But so what I was saying, yeah, I'm just trying to be thankful for all the people that
running.
Joined in.
I just need to be able to hear you because I can't hear you right now.
Yeah, you got to hear me because I'm talking.
Oh, this running so slow.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now? Okay. I was just while you were getting this running, I was just saying thank you for being members, and I appreciate all the people that joined. Please, it really helps support the channel, and please, share with other people, have them, like the streams, share with anybody you want. There's tons of past episodes. We're at episode 71, so lots of past episodes, lots of different types of guests, and yeah, your support means so much, and I really, really, really appreciate it. So please keep on coming back. We're doing the live streams once a month, and yeah, sorry, continue, Lyell, where we were. And the agents definitely can speak in emojis for sure.
Yeah. Also, that other Touch Designer project, as you saw, totally just crashed out when I launched Stream Diffusion. So I will have to load that to get the chat back.
They do too.
But we do have Stream Diffusion running, or it was running. As soon as I said that, it stopped. Jesus Christ.
Thank you, brother. Jacob, appreciate that. Happy you love it.
Illegal memory access. All right, let me give myself a note.
So if anybody wants to know what it's like working with Lyell, it's basically he does something, he goes off and does it, and then if he runs into an issue, we get all the notes and writes it all down, which is, it's a win-win for everybody. If we can find bugs while we're doing things, then we can get better tools.
See where my overhead. Yeah, I got like 2 gigs less now, so this should be better. I just closed a bunch of stuff.
Nice. Oh, but now the prompter isn't working. That's fine.
Yeah. I can pick back up once.
No, it's fine.
Well,
We could wait. No worries. Your
it's probably
video
because I've got
is frozen though.
Oh well, yeah. My camera died again.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, that's a good frozen pose too.
Maybe we can
Should
overlay
we back
you,
up in a
make
second?
you a little bit more fun. Let's overlay you with Frozen. AI Frozen. Another thing that I'll mention while we're waiting is we have this month, I have some really killer guests on the podcast. So I'm not going to tell who they are, but just, definitely keep updated on our Instagram for the upcoming episodes. But yeah, I mean, like the next few guests are super, super, super fascinating episodes. And next month, the live stream, we already have somebody on queue. I won't say who it is, but also it's going to be a super fun episode as well. And Donald Trump, our Lord and Savior. We love Donald Trump, big fans of Donald Trump, would never say anything wrong about Donald Trump or bad about Donald Trump. And I'm happy that he's my president. I love him. I love Donald Trump. Is that going to work? Yeah. See?
Do the post Kimmel era.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. I think so. If I drag in the WebSocket component, I'll just be all good to get the chat, I think.
Nice. So what's the plan
Make sure
basically?
it's- Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, I don't know if I saved it. That's crazy. All right. So yeah, I've got Stream Diffusion running here. This is with
Barack
SDXL and
Obama
IP adapter.
Wait, Lyell, before you go on, could we get your video back?
Yeah. So I opened this Touch Designer project and it stole my webcam. Let me fix that. Oh, Chrome is angry. That's pretty great.
Or like Donald Trump. Donald
Is my
Trump.
yeah? So my
That's a little bit.
is my
intense.
voice coming through even?
Your voice is coming through, but no video.
Yeah, my entire Chrome that's doing all the Video Ninja stuff is paused right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, we can.
Google Chrome is not responding. That's not even running LOPS.
So I mean, we could just. I need your screen share for sure to continue here.
Yeah.
If you wanna.
I can rejoin.
Yeah, just reload. Just reload
that.
those ninjas. Just reload them.
Yeah, I
Refresh or
Google
whatever.
Chrome is like just fully not responding. It says close the program or wait for the program to respond.
Dude, you took too much. You took too much, you know? Okay, so Lyell is gone. Rest in peace. No, I'm joking. He's not like actually gone. He's going to be back in a moment. Yeah, I mean, we could just have fun with the AI diffusion. I mean, it really is super fun to play with. And shout out Daydream. I really I've been playing with these AI tools for pretty much, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years now, and being able to run it like remotely or on the cloud with such precision and with such ease is really quite amazing. Like having all these control nets, it's running at almost 30 frames per second, and there's like no latency. It's like I'm looking at it now. It's like I'm moving my hand, and my hand moves right away. So it's just really, really powerful. So really shout out to the Daydream dev team, and also, of course, Lyell for doing that. Alon Hammer has a hammer. That's good. I hope it doesn't know what I look like. That would be really bad if the AI knows what I look like. I wouldn't be happy with that. Fear and Loathing. That's a good one, too. Hunter S. Thompson. Nice. Or what about like AI peyote? I mean, my favorite AI is this one. I know that not everybody's gonna like that, but I'm allowed to make this joke, so yay! Definitely my go-to. Or just like AI. Okay, sorry, it's a little bit extreme. I hope nobody's offended by that. Yeah, hashtag cancelled for sure. BB, does it have BB? AI BB Netanyahu. Okay, let's see what's going on with Lyell until now. Oh, it gave us Sarah Netanyahu for some reason. I don't know why. It gave us BB's wife. It's kind of weird. Let's see what's going on with Lyell's stream here. What is he saying? Okay, yeah, he's back. I'm gonna get you back in the stream, Lyell. 1 second here. Sorry, we were having too much fun prompting the AI that I forgot to see what's going on. Okay, Lyell is back. And your screen is back too. Just give us a test, Lyell.
Hey. Check.
Sweet. All right, cool. So we're back. That was fun.
Went through all of
the political spectrum. All the things that will get us canceled and demonetized. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have paid subscribers. All right.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, here I am back with a little Stream Diffusion SDXL running. Let's see if I can get the live chat. I got the live chat. Nice. Let's see if Stream Diffusion wants to run. We got Stream Diffusion running. All right, cool. So IP adapter is pretty awesome because I can just hit this IP adapter pulse button and, well, it's a tooth, but now it is forcing it to be closer and closer to my LOPS alpha image, which is a terrible, really kind of a terrible style reference. Let's give it this banana. Oh. Says it's updating. This is just going to be a terrible demo. All right, let's do the feedback loop. That's more fun.
Yeah, let's check out the feedback loop. I think that's also because that was a new feature of the new update, right? Was that you kind of like made that into like a nice little thing. Okay, so let's take it away.
Yeah, so with this now, I have this, where is it? I mean, I created this whole base none thing where here's a fun little Stream Diffusion tip technique. Expose your null chops and your stable diffusion out, which this is going through like a whole 3D depth offset setup. And then I created a super simple base that just selects both of those things and selects the visual output and puts it in an in. And that means that I can copy and paste this effect and chain it so that you have like chainable feedback effects. So now these both are grabbing the output from Stream Diffusion, but if I plug this in, this is now grabbing the output from this. So if I add this base transform in and set it to a little bit more reasonable like step count and change my offset. What are we doing? Just crazy. Lock my seed. This is, what do we have? Oh, we're selecting this insane effect. Or no, we're selecting, what? We're not selecting anything crazy. There we go. All right, now you have a little bit more of that like feedback effect. And I do need my seeds running. Beta version, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. Spencer had this running at a show from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. though, he said. Is depth
What, with a feedback just going in?
No, just with this new operator. He's running on a 5090, so it's
Gotcha.
honestly better on the newer stuff. But now with this base transform, which actually that's what's going on. I need to just stop depth anything and just go raw output.
Are you
Now,
using
oh my god, now it works. Look at that. Now that I don't have the crazy depth thing. So now look, we're kind of getting a little bit of a zoom and a little transform there. But if I change this direction, I can start going. Looked up. Let me make sure it's selected. Yeah, it's not selected. So now I can change the direction at which I'm traveling in latent space, reset when I right click. I can zoom in with my mouse, scroll wheel, zoom out a little bit. And yeah, this is super fun. Basically real time deform. Oh yeah, no, link Torrens depth tool. That is definitely what I would recommend.
I'm linking Torrens depth tool. There's also the quote unquote free one from Oleg. That's a little bit older. But yeah, the Torrent one is pretty sweet.
There's also one from Touch Designer on the Touch Designer's GitHub.
Oh, really?
That is for Pops build.
Okay.
That includes a whole overview on creating the virtual environment with their new Pi ENV manager. And yeah, definitely would recommend that to check out.
Do you think they'll implement it as a node?
Possibly a palette, but I think it's more of, it's like so simple. It's like 10 lines of code.
Well, you have to get all the libraries and everything, and
yeah, that's the tricky part, but that's the part that they have a really nice explainer on. So.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try and find that. What is it called? Do you remember?
Touch Designer Depth Anything GitHub.
Yeah, Depth Anything. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah.
So this.
It's Oleg's. It is Oleg's. It's not from Touch. It's from Oleg. It's from Oleg. It's pretty old actually. It's from almost 2 years ago.
Well, then
a year ago.
I think you're looking at the wrong thing. Then I'm talking about.
TD.
Actually, someone linked it in my server.
It's not important. We can continue. I'll find it.
Yeah.
So can you give us an explanation of what's going on here?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty busy network, but a lot of this stuff is totally unneeded, pretty much.
I found
all of this, except for this and this. So within each of these base networks, I'm able to create basically like full Stream Diffusion presets. Like this first one, if I I have this like switch that grabs the names of the switch and just creates a menu. But this bass effect here is doing like a ton of noise injection, and it's doing it only where there isn't any edges. It's kind of hard to see what's going on, but there's like all of this noise is being thrown onto the frame. And if I, without that, so if we just use like just the, this is the bass none, it has no effect. Without that, we get like the feedback just loops on itself. It gets pretty ugly pretty quick, and you get a lot of that high contrast. It would be even worse if I didn't have the seed going. And it's going to get really fucking dirty. Let's keep the seed going. And then but you can see in this bass effect, I'm doing all this noise injection kind of not in the detailed areas, and more noise injection on top at the end.
So
and then
what does the noise injection like do besides for just creating, more like interesting things? Like, does it actually, it helps the stream diffusion like change and alter itself?
It basically forces it to not get too stuck in its own like latent space, and it almost gets like high contrasty and crunchy, and the image doesn't really render out to like something that, like right now it's just, I don't know what the heck these diamond textures are, but you'll see as soon as I plug in this noise injection, it will rapidly, I mean there's a little bit of zoom too, but it neutralizes it by basically simulating when stream diffusion just runs. Let's see, this one, plug in here. So we're going over lops. If I fully denoise it, it's going to be just completely replacing this input image with noise.
Right, doesn't even matter. Right.
And if I do this, it's pretty much not adding any noise into the denoise process. And so there's this nice middle ground I found between, especially with SDXL, you can go higher, between 20 and 35 about, is a nice like denoising range that probably is like 0.3 to 0.7 if you remember deforum settings. But if I set it to like 27 there, and then I could even, I'll just, or that noise injection here, because this one actually has some parameters. I can just put this in line, so this will work on anything. And I don't want any full noise, I just want this noise in blanks. So this is going to give me like a threshold for how far from detail I go. Then I can plug this in, and we're basically injecting noise into the denoising process. So now we can get some semblance of imagery at a higher denoise value. And then putting this in the loop is then how you get the breakup, and then every frame becomes a lot more smooth, because it isn't trying to like, it doesn't have that feedback on itself. Oh, that was fun.
Whoa, that was crazy.
And then
what do you, how are you getting the zoom? Is it just, are you just zooming in on the noise?
So yeah, this has a little bit of,
or the feedback, I guess, is
transform
zooming?
Scale 1.1, a little bit of rotate. But this bass effect is not a souped up nice little containerized thing. I think change this to the noise injection.
Would you ever consider,
this one is
planning on releasing any of these components like as a tool to use?
Yeah, potentially. I think this would be like, I haven't done one of these in like a really long time, but this would be more along the lines of like a tutorial where the project files on Patreon.
Yeah.
It would be using stream diffusion. Maybe that's on like a higher tier or something.
Yeah, but it's like these are like the tools that like take the stream diffusion base thing to like the next level, and like I think most people, are very interested in using it like this, because it's one thing to just, have an overlay or whatever, have some noise making a prompt, but it's another thing to have so much control over it. that I think is lost on a
Yeah.
lot of people for
Well,
sure.
and it's puts it into the whole touch designer world a lot more
Yes,
than Stream
exactly.
Diffusion has when it's in a feedback loop. So I can do
Yeah,
really fun stuff. I post on
that looks
Instagram pretty
sick.
much like this exact setup, but this is like pretty much grabbing the audio reactive pars and throwing it into a pretty simple transform that's adding all of these like edge effects, that's changing the edge color.
Oh.
I don't know what the heck I was doing, but basically I
Wobbling.
took an extremely messy network, baked it in, but built it out of this bass thing, and then it's now just an inline effect. So if I switch this to this chroma offset, we'll get like this much more little interesting effect. And I don't know. Okay, so this audio is playing, but I don't know what. Oh, I know for a fact that the song is like just like strings and stuff. But if I threw in everybody's favorite,
The default.
I mean, everyone can just imagine it in their head. This adding I'm doing like, I think when the middle and high both hit, I add like this inversion for a single frame. And it doesn't catch every touch designer frame. Also, when I'm streaming, it looks like my whole FPS of this project is just down. I probably saved that by not having every viewer on. Does this have the transform? Oh yeah, so this also has the transform, so now I can stack these effects and stuff.
It's insane this is real time, to be honest. I mean, I know it's like Stream Diffusion in general is insane that it's real time, but being able to get these like super smooth fly-throughs and zooms is very, very interesting. And it's, I know there's no like temporalness, but it almost is like, you know, kind of frame to frame. There is some sort of understanding of what was before.
Yeah, I mean, because it is going back on itself, and also 37 is a wildly, that was a wild denoise number. It should be more interesting with this. I don't know what type of fish prompt we're at. I have like 727 prompts that I can just
You just go through them.
swerve through. Yeah, a couple of them I used to have like favorite prompts, but also switch this to like the noise injection. That'll probably show us actually what the prompt is doing, even maybe a little bit more denoise. Let's find something good.
Do you have a control net on this?
No, so this is no control net, and it also might. Yeah, it's probably gonna be way better. I don't know if the IP adapter was actually working, but it was definitely.
Is there a LoRa, or just SD turbo?
No, so see how it's trying to force these words? It's because it's IP adaptering my LOPS logo, which is a terrible thing.
Right.
What, yeah, let me find a... better reference, maybe? Well, actually, one, as long as this doesn't grab my thing. Just grab the virtual cam. Oh, wrong virtual cam. Oh yeah, I forgot that it won't grab that, but I can take like a photo.
Or whatever.
No, I'm just gonna use it like a photo because that's all I need. There I am, beautiful. And let's fit outside. Let's see if we can get a little bit of my face in here. No, it doesn't look like it wants to update the image.
Because it's in a loop or what?
There we go. Oh no. Now it's got me as the style.
Damn.
So this is basically like an instant LoRa, and I can now
Jesus.
without the noise injection, let's go.
Creepy as fuck.
Now we can just kind of zoom into my face. Oh, try to zoom into my face. That's not me, I swear. go over here. Zoom in. Come on, get closer. That was a lot of zoom.
I love this little helper that you have here. This little visual kind of thing
Yeah,
that shows you. So
I
cool.
had some fun making that. That's in. Yeah. Also, yeah, trying to component make these into little components. This is a very simple base transform that has transform lens to store it. But then I'm linking it to this fairly simple. Well, most of it's just
It's
this
pretty simple.
crazy logic to do the like offset
Clicks
and
and-
direction and
yeah.
zoom stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much just grabbing the panel chop and outputting and like isolating and renaming those, doing a little HUD display.
Where are those like white lines coming from? Is that from the prompt?
That is from, actually it might be. So yeah,
So-
the prompt is a
it's so
perfect
trippy.
three-dimensional object that is within the center of a frame.
Uh-huh.
Let's just do text, where are you? A clown nose, giant red nose.
I mean, you want to get the WebSocket and just pump into the chat?
Yeah, I actually do have that. I'll do that in a sec, but now it's still keeping my style. It's actually too much of my style.
That looks
But I can
exactly
turn
like
down
you.
the IP adapter.
Oh, that looks
and we get
exactly. That's definitely exactly like you.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's, I mean, the
Christ.
one-to-one. It's uncanny. Oh, clown
Yeah.
nose. It just did the text there. Nice.
Oh.
So I'm not quite getting myself with it. Oh, a little bit. This is
Just so weird. Like nightmare fuel.
oh yeah. Oh, here's my good ones. I forgot. I saved
Oh, yeah.
the best prompts.
Oh, from your random prompter? That's funny.
Yeah. Prompt transition. Nope. 182. But I think I was for some reason off by one, which was fun.
Also, I think you changed the prompt is getting it from the different text, no?
I switched that over.
Oh, you switched back. Okay, sorry. Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this one's sick. This like destruction rebel. And then I can just slowly inject my face into it. On the beat. Lyell or Rebel? Which do you want?
What's the difference? Just jokes,
Nah.
jokes.
But yeah, there will be also control nets. Pretty much any control net that works for that model should run locally. There's a bunch of logic I have to add for all the different preprocessors and stuff.
Matthias
Yeah.
asked an interesting question. I'm just going to read it out before you answer it. With derivative bringing thread manager, do you imagine rewriting Stream Diffusion to run all inside Touch Designer? I imagine that not having to copy to CPU and over NDI would make it a lot faster.
Yeah, so it would definitely make it faster, especially for this loopback stuff. But also, my communication in and out of Stream Diffusion is pretty optimized. I'm using shared memory, and it is copying CPU to GPU, but it's very, very quick and very light. There is just that frame copy, so you'd probably eke out definitely a good couple more FPS on this feedback loop, especially. If I turn the feedback loop off, like, no promises, because obviously I'm streaming. But yeah, I'm almost getting 20 FPS with this. Usually SDXL is at 30 FPS.
You have V2V or no?
No, so V2V won't just inherently.
Oh, right. It won't work with
with
Tensor. Right.
Tensor
I
RT
forgot.
because it's editing the attention mechanism of the model.
Yeah. So the feedback safe is cutting your frames by like 12 frames? Like
So what it's doing is
the
I might be able to
caching?
make it a little bit faster with 2. So if I turn off feedback safe, yeah, you'll see that we quickly get into this like bounce back temporal divergence land
Right.
where there's actually like 2 or 3 different versions of this loop back happening at once.
At once.
And
Yeah.
because
Interesting.
it takes a little bit of processing time for stream diffusion to run through and output the next frame, it's basically overlapping and then turning into multiple timelines, if that makes sense. With the feedback safe, I turn that on, and it doesn't always lock in initially. Sometimes it takes a second. Sometimes you might want to turn pause on and off to fix it, also, fun fact. But this uses this process delay frames, and it detects based off of the actual image data coming in when a new image is ready, and then tells the diffusion process to cook the next frame with this delay framed. So it's, yeah, it basically just
Interesting.
stabilizes the fact that you can put this in a feedback loop. It's not going to, like we were seeing with this audio reactive setup, like it's not going to catch all of these flashes. See it flash there, but it does catch some of them. And that would be a big reason to have it in touch, is because you could, even without maybe the thread manager, honestly, is maybe the way I would design it, but you could turn real time on, and then you would get like every time full diffusion over the actual image. And that for a lot of things would be better, but would slow down your touch designer frame. So you'd probably just want to do it in an engine comp or in a different project or something.
Right, like another thread. Interesting. So
I'm
why
gonna
sorry.
definitely look at doing it in touch designer entirely. I think I might use the thread manager. I might not. We'll see.
Sweet. All right. Well, anything else you want to show us while we're here? If there's any questions from the chat, anybody want to see something specific, we can try and make that happen.
Yeah, I think I don't have too much more to show. Definitely happy to answer questions or retouch on anything, or if there's anything I just like mentioned and breezed over.
Did you reload the shader project, just out of interest?
Yeah, I can.
Maybe we can.
I just closed through diffusion also, since that was too heavy.
Yeah. Maybe we can also talk about a little bit more LOPS. You know, kind of. I know you kind of touched on it on the beginning about how the system is making the shaders, but maybe you want to give a little bit more in depth, or kind of maybe another use case of LOPS transcriber or something. I guess you showed it all kind of briefly, but maybe we can dive into it a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Let me just wait for my project to load.
Sure.
Looks like there's a couple people chatting or typing in Discord as well, so we might have some questions. I never loaded the live on YouTube.
You never loaded the what?
Oh, is your audio doubled, or is that just me? I think I just clicked on something.
I think I should be okay. Another shout out that I'd like to say is to we're using a tool called Social Stream Ninja. I'll link it as well. It's a really powerful, basically tool to get. It connects to like almost all live streaming APIs to be able to get all your chats into one place. And the nice thing about it is also it offers a WebSocket, so I can actually get the chats to Touch Designer, which is how I'm doing that. I've showed it in a previous stream. I could show it just quickly now, just to give you a little bit of a taste of how it kind of works. So essentially, I am getting the Social Stream Ninja, which is this little app here, and it's connected to Discord and YouTube. Has a lot of other different websites you can connect to. And I'm basically getting, they have their own WebSocket API. I'm just connecting to it and then parsing their JSON into a nice readable list. Has like a timestamp all the way at the end here. And gives me the username. I could actually probably get more data. There's a lot of data in here, like different, like where it's coming from, Discord, YouTube, whatever. But yeah, it's a super powerful thing. Then we have obviously like a little counter that counts the, software if you've written it. We also have one for the AI and one for the shader as well. So it kind of captures the most recent line of text from those two things. And yeah, it's a super awesome tool, Social Stream Ninja. Highly recommend it. And the devs are like next level. We had a problem yesterday while we were working with the Discord, and within literally 5 minutes we got an answer about how to fix everything.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. It was like
So
he found the bug within 3 seconds and then pushed an update for the app, and that was it. It was like, okay, cool. It was crazy. So yeah, shout out.
Yeah, that was definitely super cool. Very impressive.
So just let me know when you're back up.
Yeah. So nice part about not the nice part is I need to have like maybe a better autosave for the actual internal parts of the component. But since that project just crashed, I did lose the literal, like the LOPS history, I guess, of like what the chat put in, which is too bad. But I have a full system that does record. It's like a LOP trace dashboard. This is not something I've really showed off. But we can see all of the task chains for all of these different shader codes.
Oh damn, that's crazy.
So
is that just like a little web GUI thing?
It's a full app. It's a Tori based thing. It's got a installer. It has Patreon authentication. If I sign out here, it's going to yell at me, and then I have to sign in with Patreon. Oh. This will come out at some point. I don't know when, but this gives you the ability. I have this thing called a process runner. So in this, the process runner is pretty much just a little bit of simple logic, and it injects callbacks onto an operator. So like if I was to take this process runner and go somewhere, I haven't done this in a while. Let's see if it works. Base, paste, it's going to hate me, but I can clean up connection. There's no connection to clean up. And target component, boom. Process name, test process. And now I'm going to set up connection, and it says setup complete. So now this base has its own callbacks on process start, on update, on wait for continue. And this base now has a page called process runner lop. If I go into this, let's see. Is there an exposed to dashboard? Exposed to dashboard, please. Huh. Already set up. Start process. Next process. Stop. I just want it to show up on here. It's not showing up. Let me refresh my... Oh, nice. It's because this project doesn't have WebSockets. Oh, no, it does. Oh, it's it's been right here in front of me the whole time. I was expecting it to open in a new tab. I've got these tabs, but that's a new project. It's not a new process. So now in test process, you can see we have this new test process. And where did I even put that in the project? I'm going to add a new component like color, spelled like that. RGB. Now I've got a color, and hopefully here, oh, Calypso, we've got a color component, and I can, oh, geez. Should be able to control this live, yeah. So this now is controlling touch, and you can also write logic, start and stop these processes. So like, I don't know why it made the other one disappear. Oh, there it is. So this whisper TD flow is a process that if I start it, it's going to start the engine. If I go to it now, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is, whisper flow. What it's doing is now transcribing my voice on a push to talk setup, and I can go in here and stop, and it's, yep, transcribing my voice in a push to talk setup. But I can also do this on a keyboard shortcut in the config. Enable keyboard shortcut. Let's record shift tilde sick and auto send to terminal auto execute. Now we'll go to my terminal and we'll open up Claude Code, and I can start a transcription, and I can say, hello Claude Code, and just, can you tell me a bit about this frickin' project? What the hell is going on in this frickin' folder? And I'm kind of stalling for time right now because Claude Code takes a while to start up, and I just want it to like know that it's starting up. I don't know why it takes forever. All right, cool. So, oh, and see, I just hit backspace and it's still not reacting. All right, so I think it's now...
Lyell's working on like 30 different tools at once, and like each one is cooler than the other, more impressive than the other. And it's like, yeah, it's going to be released maybe soon, you know, like just like,
yeah, sometime.
If you would have like if you would have a team of people working for you, you'd probably release a new tool every day.
Yeah. Well, I think, all right, I'm just trying to, all right, so it's now responding.
Sorry, I'm throwing you off.
If I hit stop and copy, no, it's cool. So this should dump it into the terminal, and yeah, sick. So as soon as I hit stop, it just dumped into the terminal. And what's fun is you can actually control this process from touch. So you don't have to trigger it from the front end. And so I created a different thing, which is a transcriber that is looking for a start and an end. And for some reason I said bingo start and bingo end. But if I start as just like the keywords, so if I start this one, hopefully this initializes. No, I got an error. I should be able to use this with any transcriber. Let's just do another assembly. Fuck it.
Yeah, show us how you do it. Like, walk us through it a little bit.
Check. Cool. So this will now, as long as is it going to clear our end? So if I am in here, I can say bingo start. Nope. Bingo start. Is it going to find me? Bingo start. Nope. All right. Oh, this is no. Oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, segments. Select. The hell? That was weird. Did you see that? It was selecting the first one, but it's not selecting the last one. I don't know. So now I think if I say bingo start. Oh, it already started recording. Haha. Oh, it already worked when I was in the other thing. Well,
you're like, this doesn't work. It does work.
So like the process runner itself, I haven't really built anything other than this whisper flow, but this is the main way that I like talk to Claude Code when I'm asking for code changes. Now, I'm working on a like deep research version of a process runner that instead of creating a report, it actually creates a RAG database that then you get to query afterwards, and it's saved to disk. That's not in this project, but this has been a fun little playground as far as thinking about LOPS as a backend for designing kind of these little workflows that you might want to spin up with an AI or something, and then you would interface with it with either this one. You can also chat to any agent with an agent session. So if I go into our shader creation, and in this agent session, I have to do this because I didn't, the dashboard wasn't included in the release. But if I hit expose dashboard, I can go into the agent session, hopefully. Yeah, sick. So now I can see the current agent stuff, and it is on this terrible sacred geometry. I don't think that's
But it did
actually
update it?
No.
It didn't update it, right?
Yeah. If someone sent a shader code, it
I
should
did
work.
Sacred geometry, ray marched.
Oh, I know
camera.
why.
That come in?
Maybe. I might have just not had the MCP server on, but we'll see. It's working. It's doing something. Yeah, let me start it again. New session, send. So now we should be able to see in here. I can refresh this and see all of our sessions.
Nice.
Sacred geometry. Oh, it got confused. Got angry.
It's okay, little man. You could do it.
He's pissed. Kimmy's great. It's a very eager model. This is my favorite model for anything LOPS.
I did have another question here that I'll just shoot at you while we're going on. It's a practical question from Matthias. When you're doing big projects, how do you manage them? Do you externalize all your scripts and extensions? Do you Git? Like, just how to version control and overview? It's a great question.
Yeah, so it depends.
Yeah.
With the scale of something with LOPS, I'm honestly doing a lot more manual, like copying and pasting codes into like this collection of extensions. Like sometimes I'll just copy them. Like none of the code in here is actually dynamically linked anywhere. Considering automating that a little bit better. But I have a Git repo that is, I haven't actually synced it with remote in a while. I should do that, but I pretty regularly commit to that, and that is a giant folder of every custom operator, all the change logs. I've got a bunch of things that are within the LOPS world that I haven't released, of course, and those things are all there. It's also got all of the code for the dashboard, which is in a separate repo, but it's also available in that project. So yeah, I would say I mainly, and then for like smaller things, I guess, I will do sync to file with DATs when it makes sense. I've been trying to use that more because it just is nice. And then Git as well. And yeah.
Sweet. Very good answer.
No, that's a giant wasp that's in my window.
I think we're gonna reaching the end here. I don't know. I don't think the shader compiler is working right now, but yeah, it was super fun to see. Is there any way could we see the?
You're just giving it too
difficult.
Really intense shaders. Yeah.
Okay, let's try.
Sacred geometry, Ray March,
shader
3D camera,
Wild West Disco. Let's see if that one works. But at the let me get this Discord back here. Activate. Let's try that again. Yeah. Is there any way we could see all of the ones that we did throughout the stream?
In theory, we could have
The
if we
layout?
hadn't crashed.
Oh, because we lost the ones from before. Ah, that's fine. Not
Yeah.
a big deal.
I mean, I have all the code, but that
Oh,
is
could you?
something.
You're not sending it through Video Ninja. That's the problem.
Yes.
But it's okay. We have reached the end here, anyways. We ran pretty
Fair.
long. But yeah, any last questions that people have, shoot them in now.
True, it has been 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been 2
Looking at the
hours.
clock,
Definitely
it's like
longer
it is
than what we
5.
wanted.
Cosmic Crafter was like, we'll edit it down. This will be a 2-minute video.
No, we won't. There's no editing for the live streams. I do enough editing with the episodes. The live streams come out raw, buddy.
Yeah.
But it's been super nice to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for the chat. This has been such a nice interactive episode. This is really what I've been trying to get from the live streams, where there's a lot of people sending and interacting and stuff like that. So I'm really happy you joined. I hope that anybody who joined from the Discord, please think about joining us on YouTube as well. Like and subscribe for sure on YouTube, and just spread the word of the visual cast. And thank you, Cosmic Crafter, for all the nice words. I appreciate it. And everybody else, thank you so much for joining in. And a huge thank you to Lyell, the absolute man, for setting this all up and helping us make it super fun, interactive, and exciting. And I think to let us go, we'll go as as Santa Claus, always a good one. And anything you'd like to say before we go, Lyell?
I don't think so. Yeah, thanks for everyone that was hanging out during this and giving some feedback. I am very much going to try to, I might even just pop in, like I named this new voice chat little channel category, I guess, Hangouts. So we'll see. I pretty regularly am hanging out in a couple other servers, and it's like kind of feels silly to not regularly do that in my server as well. So if you guys are into that idea, I don't know when exactly how regularly, but I think definitely I want to do like a Sunday afternoon casual stream, likely with maybe a guest each time. This is kind of the inverse of that, where I am the guest, but this is kind of the first version of that. And that'll be like Patreon members, maybe everyone in the server, I don't know. But for now, it'll be like this Hangouts channel is kind of like a Patreon member perk that I have yet to announce. Also, that MCP server is definitely like powerful if anyone's doing any coding with Touch, with Python. Highly recommend that. And yeah, excited to get more information out to people and see kind of, little tools and environments that people build for agents in LOPS.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and peace. Till next time.